Hey y'all, so happy Saturday and back again to do some more collaging in this journal. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying just watching me just work through the collage process and just really get through this book. Not that many pages left. We'll be through it soon and it'll be all nicely done. So welcome to my channel and thank you for hanging out with me once again. Always enjoy your comments. Thanks so much for all of the inner exchange and what have you. And I have to say, Super Pam was pretty happy. She was kind of cautious about saying "yay" publicly because she said, I wasn't sure if there was another Super Pam. I said no, it was just you. So she's delighted to be to have won. Such a sweet woman, and so it's always nice when you guys are so appreciative and just love you all. So today I kind of had this inspiration for like mail art grid abstract. I've got this mental picture. We're going to see how well I do. I won't say there's not some trepidation every time I turn on the camera and I'm like, Robin, you're not even sure what you're getting ready to do. You just have a picture in your mind. So I did spend some time going on and just finding a lot of envelopes with stamps and stuff that I thought were attractive that were in public domain. But then I had to really put them in Photoshop and try to clean them up and get the colors a little better. But anyway, I thought I liked a lot of them. I liked some of the some of the unusual stamps and stuff on them. So anyway, and this is some of my handmade, the marbled paper. It's actually in one of my packs. I think it's in the May pack, but I printed out again because I just have this idea that this might go well in the collage format as I'm thinking. So we shall see. Once I take the time to do all of this, it's kind of like, sometimes I think it's a waste. So I may just go ahead and throw this pack up for just a couple of dollars over. I'll put the link below if you guys are interested in having any kind of mail art like this and don't want to have to take the time, because it does take a few hours just to do that. But I'm always searching and looking for stuff, so yeah. Alrighty, so this is separate from the printables. I'll just kind of throw this up as a mail art pack, and we'll just do it like that. Yep. So anyway, I already put a layer of gesso down. So just put a thin layer of it down. So I wanted to kind of dry up. Then I think I'm going to come back and just put some white, the Arteza white. I think this one I'm going to just work with a white substrate. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So I'm going to, just get rid of the heavy text, like, that you can actually read any of it. I don't mind, seeing it as a bit of a background. And what I will do when I'm working like this is I do take an extra piece of paper. I just take something here from my glue book. And I like to just put it down. And what it does is it gets rid of all of the extra paint. It helps it to dry faster, and it also kind of gets rid of the painty look and makes it have more of like a monoprint kind of look. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do now is just move right to do some gluing, and I'm actually going to attempt to try to do 2-page spreads. So I kind of have this idea that I want to glue. This is going to be very, where's my glue? It's going to be grid-like and also yeah, more of a grid kind of way I'm thinking about it, and also not so dense. So I'm thinking about something like this. I get here, I'm going to try to have straight lines for stuff. That's the goal. Okay. Let's see what we have here. So maybe I'll define both the inside edges. Something like that, since these work in unison. Or maybe this one, I like that one. These are just strips of paper that you know how you tear off the edges of stuff. I'm making a lot of books right now, which I'll be releasing some books and some of my eco stained papers and all kind of yummies in some bundles. I'll have my scripting in there with the file folder, so there'll be book bundles that you can actually just, you know, use to make your own book structures with. And do this. So yeah, and so I've been cutting a lot of those papers up that I'll probably be releasing them if I can get my act together in the next 2 weeks. I have a retreat up in Mount Shasta that I'm a part of, so I'll kind of have to stop for that next week. But okay, so I've got that much done. Let me get some more paint down. I want this a little bit more obscured. So I just kind of build up layers. I like using this sort of credit card concept because I don't really get the brush. And I'm going to kind of come over this where I put that a little bit because I do want to integrate that into the page. So get that, yeah. So I wanted to put that down, but I know I wanted to sort of integrate this into my collage a little better, so. Okay. Good. That's good. And this also is a good way to not get a whole lot of paint down, you know. When you use a brush, I think sometimes you can get a fair amount down sometimes when you're trying to control it. Let's see where I'm going to put this where I don't come back across it and it's got paint on it. Let me move that stuff. Okay. Alrighty, so we'll let that start drying up, and in the meantime, my next idea is to kind of want to work with a grid. So I'll be cutting some squares here. So while that's drying up, let's just get some different, I'm working with, like we know, documents. So I had some documents and scripts right here to the side. So I'm just going to cut these. So as opposed to having the torn edge that, you know, I love working with, I just wanted to challenge myself to sort of like, this is going to be sort of a minimalistic, kind of abstract, I guess, nail art concept, I'm thinking. That's the idea. I may even cut these in smaller pieces once I sort of see what I'm doing here. I don't know, I was like really searching for some inspiration today. You know how sometimes you come into your studio and you just want to do something different. You know what your theme is, and the overall theme of this book is sort of abstract collage and, you know, mail art. But just kind of wanted to approach it differently, and I was really struggling with what I wanted that approach to be. So hopefully this plays out as I'm seeing it in my mind's eye. This first spread, I'm going to try to sort of use monochromatic things. So, like this right here. I know I want to cut this out. Okay. Now this right here itself would form a grid, but that's too big. So I want it small. I just kind of want to show you that. So now that this is dried down a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and pull some of it up. And what this does, it's also going to create texture too, because it's going to pull some of this underbit up off the page. It almost kind of causes the page to like rip a little bit like that, which I like. It may get covered up, but you know, the fact that it's there. Okay. So, kind of I'm going to kind of make all that stuff smaller. And like for instance, I really have an eye for this right here, so I'll cut this out. And there's so many elements on these envelopes, which is why I picked these, because I really liked all the different stamps. Like those could even be cut out further. It's a lot on here, so I kind of thought that was cool. I'm gonna make this tighter because I want to have a lot of image, so I'm gonna tighten up all of this dead space. Okay, so we're just kind of laying things down. I'm gonna cut that down further. I'm just kind of getting all of my elements together. So much stuff here. I could make a ton of collages with this. I think I'm gonna grab these two off of this envelope. Okay. So how's your week been going? Everybody's had a pretty decent week, considering it. The state of everything. And time. I'm just happy that I have time in my studio, and you know, everything's good. So this is, see, I like that. So I'm trying to get a lot of black and white. I like this little pop of color there, so that works. And that paint up. Okay, so let's see. This. See what I have here. Okay, so this is definitely quite a different way of collaging. I like this here too. Versus the way, you know, some of what I have been doing. So just kind of mixing it up. It's all mail art, so that's the theme. So fortunately, you know, when you pick a theme, because when you're working in a book, it's quite a lot of pages to cover, right? And I like to work in different genres just to kind of keep things interesting. And in order to do that, you want to be able to have an overarching theme that's going to carry you through the book. And in our case, it's mail art. So we can do lots of different types and styles of collaging if we sort of keep that kind of consistent theme. I'm going to see how I'm going to do that. I like these colors too. I wanted to get more stamps, but I want this sort of grid thing going on with the stamps. Alrighty, so now let's just see what we have. Okay. Alrighty, so these are our pieces here. Okie dokie. So this one right here, I'm going to make it narrower. I like it long, but it's too wide. It's too wide for my page space. You know, I don't have that much space here to work with. So, and my goal is to leave some white space around this whole little gridded piece. That's the goal. So let's say like my outer most edge may look like that. So then maybe something like this. Okay, so I want to, what else I have here? Maybe what I want to do also, I have some stamps in my little DIY stamp box. I made all these, but maybe something like that. I think I'm liking that. But before I put any of that down, let me get a brown, like maybe frayed burlap, because I want to do a little stamping, just a bit behind here, because we got to get the mail art look. So let's take this up now, and I want to take, what did I do with the stamp? Oh, here it is. Yeah. So I want to take and put a little bit of this one down, you know, the one I like. Where did I have extra space? I think I had some like right here. don't want to over stamp, but I do want to get like a clean sort of stamp here. See how that looks. Okay. Okay, that's good. Now let's just see. Let me go ahead and clean this a little bit. Take some of that ink off, you know, from the stamp. So it's not going to be too wet when I start to glue it down. Okay, good. Oops. My pages are getting so thick, I've got to use those clips to hold it down. Alrighty, so let's see what we have here. Okay, now back to this. So if I kind of remember, this is going to get, might just move it over just a little bit in order to keep a little bit of that mail art underneath it. Maybe something like that. I like that. See, this is what I'm going for. Just a gridded composition that is clean looking. I want it to look like an old world document type of thing. Like I've used just a lot of old documents. I like that yellow there. Okay. So now what do I need to glue down first? I think I'm going to start with that, so I can sort of set the tone for where everything's going to go, and I'll try to do it a piece at a time. So yeah, the idea here is to sort of have this I wanted to have like a contemporary collage look to it, but old world, because we're using these documents that really give the old world feel. Love that. So I'm going to go for this next. Just get each piece in here. I love it. Let me see, how am I doing with time? You think I'm going to get, you guys think I'll get, well, it's 23. It took me a minute to get set up. So this next page, this side should kind of go with a good flow. I think I might be having a feel for what I'm, like, you know how like when you can start getting your mind on paper? Pull this down some. Just over a little bit. Try not to move too many of my papers there. Okay. Oh, that looks good too, because it sort of balances, this color and this color balances off nicely. So now I think I'll put this one down next. See, that frayed burlap is just the right color brown to go with this, with these coffee stained papers and this sort of, you know, white backgrounds. I want to see it, but I don't want it just to be, you know, jumping out like a black or a dark brown would have done. And frayed burlap, I like it a lot. And to me, it works better for this, make sure I'm getting it right, for this age look over, maybe I should have that underneath, maybe I should have that on top to get rid of that space. Yep, so I'll hold that off and put this down. over the vintage photo. The vintage photo to me is just too brown. At least for the way I coffee and tea stain my papers. I mean, I don't think I'm doing them too much differently than anyone else. I think the colors are coming out to be about the same. But to me, this is more harmonious with the coffee papers than... go up a little further. Okay. And I'll get some more on the edge here. Get a little bit in there. Yes. Oh, I love when the plans come together. Now this is an onion skin. So, you know, also think about it when you're working with your collage papers is to work back and forth between, like some of this is on copier paper. This is onion skin. You know, I'm using the paint. So, you know, it helps to get a lot of different colors and textures going. And it gives you, it really helps with layering a lot when you use different types of papers in your collage. So we'll just kind of put that in there like that. All these colors work together beautifully. And having this right there really helps to set the edge. So it gives it, see, it grounds, it helps to ground the collage and make it look like an old document without it being all around on all the sides. Because I wanted this sort of painter abstract kind of look to it too. Okay, so we'll stop there for right now. I'd say that's our 90% done. And whatever I'd come back and do, we'll hold off on that. So I want to get this piece right here. You know, I really liked that. So let's start with putting that piece down there. I should have some more. Where is some more of my, let me just look real quick. I should have some more paper that is onion skin. Ah, here we are. Yes. Just kind of figuring out where I want to put this. I think I'm going to go grab this top piece right here. Okay. Okay, so let's see if that goes sort of like that. And remember, we're trying to keep a grid. So I like this and this. Let me see. Trying to make a decision. I think I'll take this off and just hang with this bit right here. If I do something like that, and then this kind of goes over it. Excuse me, because it's the onion skin. Oh, I'm loving it. See how this is giving us this old document feel? Then I think I'll grab this piece right here. Okay. Just going to get this tight here. Okay, I don't like it like that. The trick in this, with this type of collaging, is to really try to keep that grid. And then we can have sort of like the odd piece off, like, go back over here. Let me grab. I'm definitely trying to keep these collages a little bit more monochromatic. Didn't I have another stamp? That could be nice. This is a Japanese stamp. That's nice. Okay, I like that. And I like the white space down here. So we're not going to be afraid to leave the white space. That's the whole point of this type of collaging, is to leave some of this white space. And then still have this old document look. Oh, I love these pages. Oh boy. Okay, so now let me see where I start this time. So this time I'm going to start with this piece right there. See, once you get your grid, and because this is not, it doesn't have like the ripped edges and things aren't overlapping, it's a lot easier just to pick it up and glue them and get them back in place. That is the beauty of this type of style of collaging. So we're using this grid method. I'm going to stand up so I can get this right. Wow, that's yummy. Okay, so now I'm going to put this piece next, because this is going to kind of go underneath that piece. So let's get this piece on there. So once again, I'm going to make sure I sort of line everything up. Got a little gnat that wants to join into the collage. Hopefully he doesn't get glued in there. That would be disastrous for both of us, him and me, seeing as I don't want a gnat. Oh boy. Oh, I did that wrong. See? I think I can lift that up pretty quickly, because this is supposed to be underneath there. Okay. Whew, I'm glad I realized that. But see, that's the beauty of going with a grid, because if you're doing a grid, it helps you to kind of remember what you're doing. If you have an odd place out, then you know that something's not right when you go to glue it back down. And I saw that gap there, and I'm like, whoops, where'd that come from? Okay. Because I want this to go in up underneath here, so it's going to butt up right up to that piece. Okay. Yep. So let's get some glue back on this. This is actually coming out better than what, I mean, I had an idea in my mind, but I have to say that this is coming together good. I'm pleased. Yeah, so I think I will go ahead and put this pack up, since I really wasn't thinking about doing it, but then I know every time I don't, then I get a lot of questions about where can I get the images, or do you have those up? And I understand, because I'm the same way. If I'm looking at someone and I see them using something, you're like, oh, I want some of that. So I'll probably just make the pack like $3 or something like that. I won't make it, it's not going to be a lot. And it's, and I think there's 6 or 7 pages with stuff. So it'll be a pretty good bit to not have to worry about. And then, you know, you can look for some of your own, or probably already have some envelopes and stuff that you already like to use. I really like these envelopes because I just liked all the stamping and all the mail art type of seals and stuff on them. They really are old documents. So, okay. Now, see, I like this. I don't want to do anything else to it. And I really am happy with that white space. I got to still put the stamp on. But this white space down at the bottom doesn't bother me at all. Like, I like that because it's some paint. You can still see some background text. You know, this gives that old document sort of look. And then we still have this page here. And then this one right here is yummy. So, coolio. So now let me just go ahead and put this here. And I think we want to get to the next two pages. Yay. And those pages, I'm going to put more color. That was my plan. Okay. See, that really adds a nice bit to it. So let me get some wax paper so I can put it between this layer here. And that just will keep anything from sticking while we go to work on the next page spread. Really like those. So yeah, this is just another way of working with our collage and our mail art. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get, I still had some paint over there. This one, since I still had some white on it, I was just cleaning it off, but I'm going to use pink. It's this pink. It's the Dollar Roni raw. I never say it. Not Roni. I guess it's Roni. Dollar Roni. Paints. It's called Portrait Pink, and it's like an inexpensive paint, you know. And I get mine at Walmart. I've seen it different places, and I know and it's Portrait Pink. I just love this color as a background. I don't know what it is about this pink. It's just kind of like a earthy pink, and when it dries really kind of powdery, like chalky almost. And I know I want to work with some blues and some of those greens on these pages. So I'll get a little bit of this white too, kind of, since I did that there. And that'll help to get rid of some of this stuff right here at the top. But I even still do a couple coats of this pink, and it'll kind of take care of stuff. Okay. So I'm going to let this dry up a little bit while we work on finding our pieces. And then as it dries a little bit, I'm going to come back and, you know how I take some of this off. And I like the way it'll lift. See how it lifts the paint and it sort of lifts the paper a little bit? I don't know if you guys can see that, but I don't know. It kind of gives that little lift texture. I like that. So it doesn't make everything look like this solid color. And then I can always come back and put a little bit more. I know it seems like I'm taking stuff off, but it kind of gives more of a monoprint kind of look. Because we don't want the paint just on here too thick, you know. So yeah, we'll let this dry down. And then I'll probably put a little bit more white. Okay, so now I have this color, and I like that blue. I have this green. Let's go ahead and cut this out. And I love the stamps on this green one. I love those First of all, I love how somebody made the whole envelope so symmetrical, you know, with its stamps on either side going down. Cut these out and then see how I'm going to cut these down further. So I like this green, this blue in terms of text. And I'm going to get some pink. So this one's going to be more colorful. Quite different from last week, yeah? I know. I'm always sitting around just challenging. When I work on a project like this, I really like to fully explore. If I'm working on mail art like this, or I might be working on, you know, just different kind of themes, past books, oftentimes I do sort of things, sort of like women, like I call it my tattered temples. It's like the houses that women have lived in for a lifetime and have left behind. And I call them tattered temples. You know, when you go in there, you know, these are the things you find. So then that'll be a whole theme for me. I love that. And I have my old chateau where all my old wall jelly prints and all of that. That's just like speaks to a whole kind of genre around bombed out villa, old chateaus, you know, walls that just tell stories. So depending on what my, you know, I normally have a theme like that that I enjoy, and then I sort of build a story around it. So now, I don't know that this is going to go. You know what? I'm going to try. Let's see. It doesn't, like, in a strange way, it doesn't look like it would work, right? But I think it might. So let me just tear some of this off and get. So I want to frame it the same way I framed the those other pages, but I wanted to do it with this bookend paper so that it kind of has that feel to it, you know. Okay. So let me see. So let's just, this is how I would tear it if I were like tearing end of the paper. Okay, and then let's get this edge straight. Alrighty. It's like this chocolatey, creamy brown and white. So let's see. I kind of want to do a similar thing where I'm just framing the page like that, and then these pieces are going to go on there. So those colors actually work well together. See, really kind of wouldn't think. And then this piece, so I'm gonna go for it. We don't have anything to do but to experiment. I like the idea. For some reason, I just really wanted this chocolatey marbled paper with these old envelopes and stuff. So we're going to go for it. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come back and, you know, get my next layer of paint down using, to kind of integrate this right here. Okay. Alrighty. So, move this stuff out the way. Okay. Let's get a little bit of this pink. Go for this. I like that. I like. So just kind of, and this is really has a nice translucent, you know, lucent look. You saw that when I put it down in the first place. So see how it's just going to integrate this. See, I like that. It just makes it a part of the page. Okay. Knock a little bit of that white back a little bit. Okay. Oh, I like that. Perfect. Okay. So, get a little sip of my coffee here. So I'm going to start with maybe I'll run this down the page just to give it okay. So if I do it like this, something like that. And then so I think I'm going to cut this right here. Okay, I like that. So maybe a bit of this, and maybe I'll let the end sort of end this way and let it sort of be that little ripped edge there. So let me just cut this off, just to sort of even that grid up. Let's see what I have. What else was I thinking about? How do I want to do this? Maybe I'll do it like this. Just kind of getting these pages laid out to see what else I have. I've got this stamp there. Going back to some of my pieces. I'm liking this. I just need to figure out, I don't want to use, there's such strong colors and stuff, you know, I don't want to use the same elements. So maybe this. Okay, yeah, that's good. So we're sort of making this grid. I like that. So maybe I'll get a bit of this onion skin again. A bit of that. So this can go right in here like that. Then that'll sort of disappear there. I'm going to put something there. I don't think I'm going to put that. Oh, I could use that because that's like a seal. So let's cut that so we can have this on hand. Okay. Okay, so now, only problem with this is that, let me see, it's coming down too far. So I'm going to cut some of this off. I want to keep this. I like that red R registered thing. So let me get rid of this bit. Because I don't want it coming down. I still want to leave. I still want to see the page text. Because I want it to look like it's an old document. You know, just even like it's on an old page or something. But we have to leave some kind of breathing room around it. Let's just clean this up. Okay, so like that. Okay, this is definitely looking better. Perfect. So this will go in there like this. This little piece there separate is nice. I think that's going to look good. Oh, yes. Well, I tell you, it's like birthing over here. I'm going to get this piece right here because I liked... That's why I kind of cut so this Registratos, or I don't know what this is, if it's Portuguese or something. I don't know. I like it with this yellow stamp. So, maybe I'll move things down a tad. Kind of down like that. Sort of do that like that. Okay, I like that. And see the yellow with the pink? See how this pink, you wouldn't think it, but it's actually a nice foundational piece for these sort of colors. I use this pink a lot. It always amazes me at how this pink really never, it never fails me. I'm over here digging in my little box of stamps just to see if there's anything, any of my little, no. I think I'm actually cool with what I have there. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. I think having that bit of white space there, so we're going to go ahead and glue these down as it is and see where we are. Like having that little space there is good. Wow, it's just 53 minutes. Wow, you mean I got both of these pages done? Wow. So I guess once you kind of get a feel for something, I find I can kind of roll from there. Okay, so we're going to glue this down. So we're going to start with this piece right here. Okay. So yeah, this is fun. Loving it. Even though this paper is in one of my other printable packs, this marble paper, I'll go ahead and put it in here too, in case you haven't gotten my printables, or you don't have that particular printable where that prints in. I think it's in May, but it doesn't matter. I can put it in here. So if it's in there, again, for those of you who already have it, I'm just putting it in so that people who don't have it but want to have this mail pack, you know, will have it. Okay, so kind of want to have this maybe right around that 3, because this is going to See, this is going to be across the same line, and that space, I'm leaving that space there on purpose. And then this down here. Okay, so let me get this one in. Yeah, these are all marble papers that I've made. So these marble papers are mine. So let's see. Let's put these like that. Oh, love it. I love this green. And this pink is so, it's like a celery color or something like that. It's so subtle and nice. So this one being more colorful, but it still has that old document, you know, old world look to it. That's going right in there like that. Okay. And then this. And these, I don't know, like, I feel like these are 90% done. I'm sure when I come back to look at all these pages as I finish things up, that I may add something else in it, like maybe a stamp, or like I have, so I have like these date stamp things, you know. I might do something like that. Have different things like that. So, oh, I stamped it over. You didn't even see me. I'm sorry. I'll stamp it right here. I have one of these. And I just got this at the Goodwill. It's one of those. And you find these all the time. And then I have a round one. So I may do that kind of stamping to it. So let's go ahead and put this one down. I'm just looking at this space. I feel like I might want to put something there, but just something slight, not, I need something with color. Let's see. For some reason I like this little cross through. Just going to see which of these I'm going to use. So I'm going to use this one here. Or just kind of wanted to cover that edge. I feel like it needed something else there. Once I got everything down. I like that better because it blends in with the pink. See how that sort of just disappeared? So that's good. It blends in, but it fits in that space nearly perfectly. Now I'm cutting these with the scissors. My cuts are a little wonky. You know, they're not like perfectly straight, but that is okay with me. It's not like that's a problem at all. Because it's still a grid. It's still fitting in there nicely. Don't sweat it if you feel like, oh, I'm not getting these little pieces cut straight. I mean, if that's something that you really want to do, then just, you know, you can use your, if you have like a small kind of like, whoops, desktop type of, you know, cutting board. Okay. I like that. See how they just rounded it out nicely. Perfect. And it just looks like it's blending in with the page. Okay, so let's get this glue down over here. I should change my my surface here. Okay. Oh, I'm loving this. Loving it. Just picking things up and looking at them. Okay. All right, so let's get this down. And I could have printed this out on, but I don't think it needed it. You could print like the lighter color, like the whites and stuff. You can print them out on the coffee dyed paper, and it just gives it like an additional, you know, sort of. I think I wanted this over like that. It gives it an additional kind of aged look. These colors are pretty good, so unless you want to do them on the ones where the white is showing through, I don't really think it's necessary, but you know, that's always an option. Put this, and then this is going to go there. Okay. Okay. Did good. Got these done within an hour. It's not bad. I just thought these were all some really good envelopes because it's a lot on them. You know, for a little envelope space, you got a lot of marks and stamps and things that you can cut out and use so many different ways. Those of you who haven't purchased any of my printables before, I put mine up. I don't use Etsy. I use my my studio school, which is over on Teachable, and so I put it up like a document or an ebook. So when you go there, it'll seem like it's a course, but it's not a course. It's just that they call everything a course. But it'll be in its own module, and it will always be there. So you can download the whole thing and keep it on your laptop, or you store it on your memory. You can also just go in and print out pages at a time because you always have access to it. The link doesn't expire or anything like that. So once you get used to going in there, all the printables that you get will be stored there permanently. So it does kind of make it convenient so that if you're anything like me, when I would get things, a lot of times I love that. Oh my goodness. I would get things, those printables and stuff, and I really have to be careful to make sure I take them, bring them, store them in my computer, put them in a file so I can find them. Because with those links that expire on you and then you can't get back in, that was kind of a rough one for me. Now, I guess that could just be me. Other people may have had that one figured out. So when I did mine, I thought, I'm just going to use my school and then put them in there. I'm going to do this stamp. I'm looking for black. It's not black soot. Oh, hold up. Where's the black soot? Thought I had it right here. Oh, here it is. I did have it over here. So I want to stamp right in this area. I'm going to get some more over there. So, yeah, just so you know, I know sometimes people will email me because they'll do it. And they're like, where's my... When the first time you're over there, but it's in a section called My Courses. So it's a tab at the top that says My Courses, and everything that you get will actually be right there. So I just kind of wanted to get some stamps in here. Perfect. I like that black soot. See, because it's not too strong. Just added some across where our, see where our marble paper was? And then it integrated nicely with the stamps that are already there that were like subtle. So they all kind of look like they work together. So I like using the black soot on the distressed for this kind of mail art stuff when you kind of want things to look subtle and, you know, age. You don't want things to all look the same. So that's just another little tip. That and frayed burlap I like a lot. So I'm just looking to see if it's anything else here. Like, you know, I could continue to, like, you know, because we have all these kind of round stamps that could be cut out. But I'm going to do with my rule. This is 90%. I'm going to stop here. Because I see some different places. Like, I like that empty there. Since I put this up here. But, I mean, I might want to put another stamp there. But then I might want to actually do the stamp. So, I'm not going to glue anything else. I'm going to stop there. And let me show you guys. Doesn't this just look yummy? And just using a grid. How easy is that? And just really come up with some neat looking sort of old world pages. You could literally do an entire altered book in this style. I mean, any of the styles we've done, you could do an entire thing. But like something like this would just look like, oh, look at this. This is just gorgeous. It would just look like old book pages. So, you know, like as we move through, like we have so many different diverse types of designs and patterns in here. Oh, I love it. So these still have to get stamps. But you know, I'm not going to overdo it. But it does, we still have to kind of get a little mail art theme going there. So these are looking more like it because it has the text in it, but I'm still like, I still need to, like these, like this would be good for, there's some good stamps in here to cut out and use like this right here. This whole color piece could be good integrated in this collage here like that. See that? So I can come back and use a lot of these documents to add bits and pieces to it. I'm just doing a flip so we can enjoy. I know one of you, I forgot who said it, said when I went to put this stamp, you're like, no, don't put the stamp. I know. The normal me, if I were just doing collage, I would have been done. But since this is mail art and I need to integrate, I'm going to put more on here anyhow. Not a lot, just a little bit more. But maybe even something like, you see how nicely this disappears? Maybe even a bit of this torn down this torn edge just to integrate. Just a little, or maybe even on the side and it's torn and goes down. I'm working it. You guys really like this one too. I like this one a lot too. This is yummy also. Like to me, these are just about completely done. Maybe a stamp, you know, just to finish saying mail art. And I have some Asian stamps, so I'm going to pull them out. And then look, we go from this to this. It's quite a different transition, but it works nicely. And then this. Ooh. So what's going to come next? It's like the soap operas. Tune in for next Saturday. See what Robin does. And the next phase is a altered book collage. Oh my goodness. When I was a kid, I had an aunt that used to look at those soap operas. And, religiously. And it just reminds me of that. So, all right, guys. Well, listen, thanks again for hanging out with me. Let's see, we're out. Hour and 9 minutes. Okay, but that was good. We got a lot done. So hopefully that was a lot of new, fresh ideas, a different way to look at working in your journals. A little bit unexpected, but I think it really still works really nicely with what we're doing. So once again, if you enjoyed this video, please thumb it up. If it's your first time, thumbs it up. And if it's your first time coming to my channel, please subscribe and hang out with us. It's a great group of creators. You guys are so awesome. Love you all. And just continue to comment and hang around. And I'll see you guys next Saturday. All right. Take care. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.